everybody. Girl, I was back there jamming in the green room. Hey, how you doing, girl?
Hey, girl, how you doing?
I've been so good, so blessed, so amazing, so magnified. Yes. How about you,
I
love?
like that. I like that. Hey,
Yes, we say hi to our viewers. We don't act like y'all not here because y'all are all a part of the show. Y'all part of our tribe. Y'all part of our community. And we love y'all. How has your day been, Wakita? How has your day been so far, sis? Let the
yes,
people
girl.
know.
Give us the scoop. Give us the
Give us the
scoop.
tea. I see it's you and your hubby's anniversary. I was peeping your stories, Wakita. Happy anniversary.
It's your anniversary.
I want to get off topic. Marriage is not easy. And Wakita, myself, Twonta, we all three of us in the room know. It's not easy. Okay. So the fact that y'all reached the 3-year mark, honey, that is something to be celebrated. So congratulations to you, Wakita, on your anniversary, love.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yes, and many more.
How many years has it been since you and
Yes, share how many years, Wakita. Sorry. How many years, love? So
Yeah.
my husband and I have been together for 21 years. It's gonna be 22 years next April. How about you, Tawantha?
Yeah, it's going to be 22 years in
Okay.
November.
Yeah, we're neck and neck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're neck and neck. But like I said, y'all, marriage ain't easy. So, gotta keep praying, gotta keep, focusing. I think the better you make yourself a better person and focus
Yes.
on yourself, focus on what makes you happy. I think it's important because even if you're in the best of the best relationships, it may not work if you're not focused on, building happiness within yourself. I think that's important.
Right.
9 years, that's good. Almost a decade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost a decade, girl.
Almost a decade, girl. We
Mm-hmm.
love it. We love it. Any of you guys who are celebrating anniversaries this month, birthdays, what have you, please share with us in the comments.
Oh,
We would love
yes.
to know and
Yes.
also celebrate your milestone with you. So listen, y'all, we're back. Okay. We've been away for
New
2 weeks.
season.
That's how we do our show. We give y'all 10 awesome episodes and then we take a little bit of a break because we really pour into each and every one of you during the show. And we hope y'all missed us and was looking for us because we definitely was missing y'all. Okay, so we have a great topic to talk about today. But before we get into the topic, we actually rescheduled our virtual self-care event called Fall in Love with You. It's going to be this Friday. So Therese, I actually I put the graphic up. Therese is our show producer. If y'all don't know who she is, Therese, I put a graphic on the overlay. So if you could pop that up for us, that'd be great. So the event is called Fall in Love with You. It's going to be this Friday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to leave it to my girl, Miss Twonta, to explain all the details and deets of the self-care event. Go ahead, sis.
Yeah, the self-care event is something that, Letitia and I have been doing for quite a while, maybe a good
Yeah.
couple of seasons or so overall. But
Mhm.
yeah, this is an event that we're super duper excited about, especially the beginning of the new season. And so Fall in Love with You is the theme for our self-care event. This is opportunity for you ladies to connect and to, actually reconnect with other sisters that's in the group. And even those who are not in the group, they are, you can, build a connection with them as well. So as you can see, the information is right here before you guys. You go ahead and register. It is for free. And you go ahead and click on that information and do what you need to do. And definitely pass this information along to another sister so she can be included into this event. We're going to have a great conversation. And we're going to get really deep, get in depth. And it's a private, event. So it's not going to be on YouTube or anything like that at all. It's definitely going to be a private gathering
Right.
that we will be able to share, to talk, or what have you, some things or whatever. But yeah, it's an event that, again, like Letitia and I, we really take seriously with, because
Yes.
we do not really take the time to do a spiritual self-care like we need to do. And we need to do it often, as I would say every day, to be honest with you, because each day is different. Each day is different. And we definitely need to take the time out of that crazy, busy, hectic day to
Very
really
true.
diffuse, to, flush out some things that had affected
Every
our
time.
lives. Hey, LaShawn, that has affected our emotions, that has affected our mindset, our hearts, or what have you. And we need to start practice doing that. That could be just
Mm-hmm.
taking a minute and just lighting your favorite candle and just listening to
Mm-hmm.
background music or something, just to
Mm-hmm.
diffuse that energy. Whatever you need to do, or just write in your journal or something.
Mm-hmm.
But start building up. Taking better care of your inner soul, your inner
Mm-hmm.
being. So yeah, we're going to talk more in depth about that, of course, this Friday evening. That's the night of the show. It's at 7:30 p.m., guys. So make sure you put this on your calendar. And we do have a good audience, a good amount of audience that's going to be participating in this event. So make sure, ladies, you get your seat, get yourself registered so you can have a seat and you can be a part of this event.
Yes, yes. And just before we move it, take off this overlay.
Hmm.
Again, we want to stress it's going to be this Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, and 6:30 p.m. Central. So I know my girl Wakitha over there, she lives on the Central time zone. So definitely it's going to be on that time zone. So definitely come, y'all. It's going to be a lot of fun. We have an amazing agenda to cover for you guys, and we're going to get you
Yeah.
guys back to falling in love with you. I think you can't really love anybody else or really spend the designated time on developing a great life and business if you don't have the foundation of it all together, which is yourself. So if you're
Mm.
already registered, shout yourself out because that's a huge accomplishment that you made. Let everybody know in the comments that you are registered by typing in the word hashtag registered, number sign registered, so that we can shout you out and congratulate you for joining us on this Friday. All right. So let's
Yeah.
get into it. Let's get into it.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Yes.
So
All
yeah,
right,
we're going to
y'all.
talk about our topic for tonight. This is a new season, y'all. We're in season 10. So, I try my best to come up with a good content on our
Mhm.
first show in our new
Yes.
season. That's like a wow factor. It was like, what? So
Yes.
our topic tonight, ladies, is okay, I have a pimple. So what?
So what?
So
So
what? Hello. And what I mean by that is, it's not necessarily like you do have a pimple. Some of you probably do, but let's put it this way. Ladies, our bodies are going through so many different
yes.
fluctuations and all of those things or whatever. And, we try to keep our face all nice and flushed and clean and all that good stuff. But every
Yes.
so often, we have one of them dang pimples that like to come out, and they come out with a bang. They come
Mm-hmm.
back in the center of your nose, or on your forehead, on your cheek,
Mm-hmm.
or your chin, or whatever. And maybe you may get one more than one. But of course, you try your best to camouflage it, right? You try to cover
Right.
it with makeup or concealer or whatever. So
Right. Right.
obvious. But you always gonna have somebody
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna point that thing out like, oh girl, you got a pimple right there. Girl, you got a pimple right
Ooh.
there. Yeah, I know. Okay, all right. You're already feeling some kind of way, right? You're trying your best to hide this ugliness or whatever you want to call it. But after a while, you start to understand that your body is going through some changes. Oh, Karen, hey, okay, be careful driving, girl, right? You understand your body's going through changes and all of that. And at some point in time in your life, you just get tired of trying to protect or cover or hide. Life is life. Things happen. So, yeah, you got a pimple. So what? But I'm not talking about the physical part of your body. I'm talking about the insecurities of your life. You have some things in your life that people like to pull out or poke out or point out and say, oh, so you doing this. Oh, so you got this, this, this. And you like, yeah, so what? What's the problem? Because you're always going to have somebody in your circle that's just going to point out the obvious, right? To have you look bad or have you feel bad, have you second guess yourself and all these things. So we're going to talk about what to do, how to prevent that, from, allowing people to get on your nerves and have you think differently about your insecurities, because that's basically what this is all about. It's about overlooking your insecurities and still busting it, still doing it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. You want to add to that, girl?
Yes, I want to add to that. And when Twonta mentioned this topic for today, I was like, yes, this is a good topic. So when we say pimple is you focusing on your imperfections. Type in me if you feel like you every day you're focusing on your imperfections, your shortcomings, what you didn't accomplish in the past, your regrets, you know what I'm saying, your poor decision making. And that is a huge part of your thought process every single day. So type in me, be transparent, because we're going to be transparent with each and every one of you awesome, amazing queens on tonight's show. Because just like you guys are listing your me's for the fact that you focus on your imperfections a lot, we do too as well. But guess what? We're going to help you guys tonight to cope through that, because that sort of never stops. Even the most confident female in the world, before she steps on stage or get on TV or get on air, she has that sense of like, oh my God, I don't have this, or this is not right, or I want to look this way. Imperfections, right? We all have them. We want to help you guys to focus on them less, or not allow your imperfections to stop you from being great.
Right. Absolutely. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the first point, ladies, and I will be honest with you. I was trying like, what? Because it was so many that I wanted to put out, but I was like, oh my God, what to do. So
I know, girl,
I wanted like, okay, we got 6, but I said, no, we can't do 6. That's just way too much. So we're going to keep it to the minimum, because it's so broad. This is such a broad topic and a broad conversation. So I'm going to try to chime in what I couldn't put in, as first the point. So let's put our first point in tonight, guys. The first point that I want us to discuss about: you are created differently.
Yes, you are.
You're not supposed to be ordinary.
No, you're not. Can you say that again, Twonta, for the people in the back?
Yes, you are created different. You are created differently, honey. You are not supposed to be ordinary.
Please type in hashtag not in the comments right now, because sometimes we think we have to be like everybody else. We have to be like the ordinary. Yes. Oh, you look cute today, Karen. Go ahead, Miss Karen. Feel yourself. Go ahead, Twonta.
You are created so fresh.
Yes.
So unique. So like, wow.
Yes.
That's how you should see yourself every single day. And I'm saying that to say, you say that even when you have your imperfections right in front of your face.
That's right. Amen.
Okay. Don't allow your imperfections to tell you that you're not beautiful, that you're not smart, that you're not equipped, that you're not, and we talk about this. We have these conversations, back to back, when we have our shows. And I know for some people, it's like, oh, it's pretty much the same redundant conversation. Yes, it is. It has to. Because I'm telling you, there's a lot of ladies out there, a lot of women, young and old, that are still dealing with insecurity.
That's right. That's right.
I don't care where they are in their journey of life right now. There are so many women that still don't believe that they are different, that they are, powerful, that they are creative. There are so many women that are trying to be like everybody else that they see on television or social media. They're trying to copycat. They're trying to be a copycat. You can't do that. You have to learn how to love you, how to appreciate you. That includes the pimples. That includes the scars. That includes, all of the things that you did. Okay. And you're probably still trying to heal from that now.
Right? You're right.
But that should not define you. That should not put you in a position thinking like, well, yeah, I know I did this. I know I look like that. No, okay, yeah. So you may be a little different in that, but you're still powerful.
Yes,
you still have purpose. You still have something to give out to this world.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. What do you gotta say, Tish? What do you
You
gotta
know,
say?
it's I always talk about the business side of these talking points, and definitely in the business world, you got to always capture what does make you unique. And if you don't know what that is, think about the things that you enjoy doing, the things that you're passionate
Mm-hmm.
about talking about. Maybe you're passionate about serving people, or the things that you're passionate about, the problem that you want to solve for people. Because again,
Mm-hmm.
me and Twanta can solve the same problem. We can have a business that solves the same exact problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
we may have a different approach. We may have a different style. We may have a different type of marketing style or type of languaging we use that
Right.
Tawanta may attract people that I may not be able to attract, and vice versa, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
never try to play, and I want to talk about that compare syndrome, okay?
Yeah.
Because that does not work in the business world, okay? You gotta
Mm-hmm.
always ask yourself, I need to be different. I need to focus on the things that are passionate about me. I need to get out there and not try to look like everybody else, have my website like everybody else, have my page like everybody else, and things like
Right.
that. Because when you are focused on being uniquely you, because we're all unique, people are
Mm-hmm.
going to fall in love with your uniqueness. They're going to fall in love with your unique personality. Okay?
Right.
Stop picking.
Right.
Sometimes we do this to want to where we pick ourselves apart. Type in
Yeah.
number one in the comments, ladies, if that is you. If currently or in the past you have said things to yourself to pick yourself apart, you have done things to yourself to set yourself back, and you gotta definitely break out of that. You gotta stop being your worst enemy and be your number one fan.
Yeah.
Okay, you got to
Yeah.
definitely do that, because like we said, you're created differently. We're all created differently. God made us all extremely unique. So when you
Mhm.
see somebody out there, whether it be on or off social media, thanks Karen, and you're like,
Thank
how does she have all this, and how does she look like that, and how do all these things? Maybe that person has captured her gift and now she's walking in it.
you. Yeah.
And for
Yeah.
some people, you may say, well, they have not even arrived at that destination yet, but they walking
Mhm.
and operating like they've already made it. Maybe they are having more faith in their life or their business, to where even though it's not in the physical, they see it in the spirit. So they just operating in such a way that allows them to not worry about what they're lacking, instead of really focused on what's coming.
Mhm.
Right? Because if
Mhm.
I say, well, there's $10 million coming to me, there's $1 billion coming to me, we're all going to operate differently. We're
Yeah.
all going to think differently, because we're not
Right.
focusing on the fact that, yeah, you may live in a 1 bedroom apartment, or you may live in a basement right now, but really the spirit is telling you, girl, you about to get a mansion.
Mhm. Mhm.
Or whatever situation is, having that uniqueness space that's saying, you know what, I'm not going to focus on what I don't have. I'm going to use what I have. We talked about that on a previous episode. Use what
Yeah.
you got and grow from there. Right?
Right.
Trees, bring up Karen's comment. We want to see what Miss Queen Karen said. We thank y'all for being transparent. And guys, this
Thank
is,
you, guys.
yeah, your imperfections can be your best tool in life. So Karen
Mm.
Perkins said it was shocking for me to find out that even the it girls we
Mhm.
might
Em-
emulate deal with insecurities on some level. Yes, they do. And here's the thing, y'all, that doesn't make them weak. Okay,
Right.
that doesn't make them insecure. Nothing. It's the fact that yes, they have insecurities, but they're still operating in such a way of excellence. So that's
Mhm.
what life is for me, is how can I operate every day in a sense of excellence despite how I feel
Mhm. Mhm.
internally. Okay, despite how
Mhm.
I feel. And we're always going to judge ourselves, right? We're always going to look in the mirror and say, oh my God, girl, oh.
Yeah.
But that's life. We gotta see past that. Yeah.
Yeah, and we got to be careful too about when we do critique ourselves
Oh
that we
yes.
don't beat ourselves either with that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, 'cause we can be our worst enemy. It's bad enough that we got the people on this side of that ear that are saying some things totally opposite,
Right.
about our worth or what have you. But it's totally crazy or dangerous for us, our own selves, to say something about about ourselves, and we take it as gospel. So we have to learn to embrace the uniqueness of who you are.
Yeah.
You know, that's what that self care is all about too, because
Yes,
that's
it
where you
is.
start to identify. You start to see things about you differently, and you're like, "Wow, I never knew about myself. I
Mm-hmm.
never knew that I can do this. I never knew that
Mm-hmm.
that I see a change now, that I don't take things so aggressively like I used to now.
Mhm.
You know, once upon a time, you was raised in that kind of environment to
Right.
accept that type of, you know, attitude. But now you realize now, since you've given yourself a chance to live again, to breathe again,
Mhm.
and all of that, you now realize that, okay, I can have a quiet demeanor. I don't
Mhm.
be aggressive. I don't
Mhm.
have to see that attack from somebody else because it's not the normalcy. It's not, you know, what I thought it was, you know. And people, here's the thing, people can be very intimidated by you being different. Okay. They can be very intimidated by you being different. And guess what? That's okay. That is okay. People don't like to see, especially when it comes to family. It's always in that inner circle because people, they expect you to be where they are. They expect you to stay in that lane with them. But when they see that you taking a different route, you taking a different approach, you think differently, you respond differently, they kind of like, wait, that don't, well, why you sound like that? Like, why are you doing this all of a sudden? Why don't you go back to what we used to do? Well, I did, and it's not helping me. It's not giving me life. It's giving me stress. I don't want that no more. I'm learning to, you know, to embrace my uniqueness, right? And not be with the crowd, the same ordinary, no living, no life, no striving type of crowd. I don't want that anymore, right? So yeah, so if people don't appreciate your uniqueness, so what? Keep it moving.
It should
Keep it.
not matter. It's like we all have a crowd, and we have a crowd who we're not meant to be around. And we have a
Yes.
crowd where we need to like pivot away from. And it even comes upon social medias. Like y'all gotta really look at the things that y'all listening to and watching online.
Ooh, come
Because
on,
it can,
girl.
you know, that timeline, that news feed could get you into that black hole to now you're gonna have feelings and emotions that's gonna come up that's gonna allow
Yeah,
you to negatively think about everything that goes on in your life. So if you're always watching fighting
yeah.
and drama and all these things and all the gossiping and things like that, you know, the
Mm,
devil's gonna try to find different things in your life for you to still have that same type of feeling of doubt and insecurities and drama and things like that. Sometimes we gotta stop conversations too before they get to the point where you know it's gonna. There's sometimes if there's all this chatter and talking and negative
mm.
things going around in my environment, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Right.
I don't want to know it. Don't tell me about it. I
Exactly.
don't get
Yeah.
excited over that. A lot of people
Right.
fuel
Right.
themselves in drama. And that's not the type, if you don't get fueled by drama, then you got to just decide to say, hey, I need to cut the head off
Mm-hmm.
right there before it gets worse. Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. So let's move on to number two,
Yes.
guys.
Number two.
Continue to share with us what, you know, how you have noticed the transition with yourself right now.
Right.
Okay. So number two, don't stay where you are not wanted, but
Mm-hmm.
go where you are needed.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Don't stay where you are not wanted. Let's talk about that. Okay. There's people in your life that is pushing you out. You know, don't stay where you're not wanted. They don't want your presence. They don't want you to be in the circle. They don't want you to be a part of something or whatever. You got to learn to accept that. You got to learn to accept that. But you go where you need it, though. You go
Mm-hmm.
where you need it. Because here's the thing: haters don't they don't like you being around because
Mm-hmm.
you stealing all the attention,
Yep. Yep. You're
right?
right.
You stealing all the attention, so they don't want you there. So you go where you are needed. You go where people are looking for you, that want something from you. You have something of powerful, something of power to give to people. Whatever your purpose is in life, there's definitely some people, somebody that is totally interested in learning more about what you have to share. You go where you're needed. You go where you are loved. Right? Exactly what Keith. Don't stay where you're not wanted. You go where you are loved.
That's
You
right.
go where you are appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
You go where you know where you are accepted, regardless of
Mm-hmm.
your imperfections, regardless of your setbacks.
Mm-hmm.
There's always someone that's going to receive you
That's
and
right.
love you in spite of
In
in
spite of
spite
all
of
that.
what you lost, in spite of how things were done, how it was
Mm-hmm.
ended, or whatever, they're still going to receive you. They're still going to pour into you.
Mm-hmm.
They're still going to, motivate you and
Mm-hmm.
encourage you and remind you that you're different, you're
That's
great,
right.
you're powerful, right?
And that's so
So
important.
yeah. So if people don't want you, they don't appreciate you, so what?
So what? So what? And a lot
What?
of times we
Go ahead,
gotta stay
girl.
away from those negative Nancy's, the people who are always pointing
Yes.
out the negative. And even if it's in your church, y'all, I see that a lot of it's in the church too as well. And
Well,
another thing I want to say about celebrating, are you celebrating other women? That's another thing y'all have to look at.
yes.
If you have an issue with being in groups and environments where you're feeling like you're not being celebrated, you're not being appreciated, especially in the business world, you need to start celebrating people. So if somebody made a post with an accomplishment or whatever, they hit a milestone, congratulate that person. Give that person a scripture or something positive or something. Because a lot of times we always expect for us to be supported. I'm
Yeah.
talking about in the business world, right? If those of you who are entrepreneurs type me, if you're an entrepreneur, you need to let it be a habit for
Yeah.
you to celebrate other women. You have
Right.
to, because reciprocity and that compound effect does work. Because if you're not celebrating others, don't expect for people to celebrate you. And I'm not talking about you investing your money or you buying their products or service. I am just talking about you just say, good morning, congratulations, you're
Mhm.
awesome, you know,
Mhm.
pouring on love and celebration on other people, not looking at that person with jealousy and animosity and how they did it. No, celebrate them. Celebrate
Yeah.
them. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And a lot of times when you do that, you're going to start to really see the ins and outs of how they do things. And I feel like, and for you to be great, you also got to be around other great women and other women who are bosses, right?
Mhm.
Hey, Malvina, and who are out there doing what they do, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So you
Mhm.
gotta celebrate other people. Even if you have somebody out there that ain't celebrating you, you can still say, "Hey, girl,
Mhm.
congratulations, great job." All the
Yep.
things.
Yep.
Don't stay in that bubble of like, "Well, no, I ain't gonna, nope, nope, nope." Hey,
Mhm.
Mimi, how are you doing, love? It's been a minute, and that's important because I feel like a lot of times, in life, in our personal lives, we may not have that support, we may not have that encouragement. And you are going to find a lot of it, especially in the business world, on social media. But like I
Yeah.
said, a lot of times we want to just become so like, when we see other
Yeah.
women doing great, celebrate other women who are doing great things, y'all. Because
Mhm.
that's something that you can be a part of and you can tap into and you could appreciate. And that's the thing. So, even for myself, I had to stop getting in my feelings about
Mhm.
things. I had to
Mhm.
start reconnecting with some people that I was in
Mhm.
my feelings about in the past and say, you know what? This was told to me for my good, or that was
Yeah.
told to me for my good. And I had to get out of my feelings and really see the purpose behind what it is that person was saying or why that
Right.
person was operating the way they did. It goes back to what you said, Twonta, that sometimes people see change in you instead of saying, oh, let me draw myself towards her because I see her evolving and becoming something bigger and greater and better than herself or what
Mhm.
she was before. Instead, we're like, oh, girl, you acting different now. You moving different. You're operating different. So again,
Right.
ladies, celebrate each other. I think that's so important because people are going to try. They're always going to remember the fact that you congratulate them on something, you celebrated
Yeah.
them. Tori, nobody called you. No, no. Oh, thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, bye-bye. Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. She's gonna be 3 years old on the 12th. Yeah. Yes, support and celebrate, Karen. Yes, yes. I believe in that.
Yeah, for sure. And ladies, make sure too, again, as we are saying about supporting other sisters, it's so vital that we do that because we don't see that often. But, again, please be careful not to attack your sisters with the same weapon of that they used,
Uh-huh.
against them. Don't be venomous like they were venomous. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like
right,
everybody is wounded. Everybody's
right,
still going through that pain, that hurt. You know what I'm
right.
saying? And here they are taking a big brave move to get out of that shell, starting something different, you know. And here come you starting to be nice nasty, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
saying some things, and then or start spreading that fire in that
Right.
group of people, saying, why she's here, y'all know what she did, right? We don't want her in here, you know, that kind of conversation, because that still exists, y'all. Believe it or not, that is still happening, right? So if you hear something like that, if that has happened to you, and put that down there, let us
Yeah,
know
please
if you
do.
have ever experienced that before, where you thought that you were invited into a sister circle, but when you got into that circle, you felt like you were the only one there because
Mm-hmm.
the people did not really appreciate your presence, right? What did you do about that? Did you
Mm-hmm.
take it personal as a personal attack? And I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I know you're human, you're gonna feel some kind of way.
Yeah.
Or did
Mm-hmm.
you just say, you know what, that's okay. You don't want me.
Mm-hmm.
What Keisha says, she's been there. You don't want me, so what?
Good.
That's okay. Okay, I'm gonna go where I'm appreciated, even if
Yeah.
it's just in my own sanctuary. I know God
Right.
appreciates me. That's the main thing right there. You
That's
know,
right.
he appreciates me. He appreciates everything of me. I'm good.
That's
Okay.
right.
Learn, ladies, to stay in that in that bubble, if you will, by
Mm-hmm.
yourself
Right.
until God has healed you enough where he can bless you with a sister that will love you enough.
Exactly. Oh, and I want to say one more thing before we move on.
Yeah.
And I feel like somebody in the audience can relate to this. Some of you who are watching us right now are is hurting. You
Yeah.
know, not on a major level, but maybe on a minimal level, but you still feel type of pain, whether it be from rejection, whether it been from disappointed. I'm one person that don't like to be disappointed. That's one of my pet peeves. It could
Yeah.
be from you letting yourself down. And really you have to ask God to heal you from that. Because
Mm,
that always projects. It always projects, especially in business. You start to treat clients wrong, you start to treat customers wrong, you start to treat your business wrong. And
yeah.
because you are hurting in such a deep way, and some of you are hurting from things where you can't control. You can't control a man, you can't control circumstances that happened to you in your past. So you're
Yeah.
hurting from that because you have no there is not a fight that you have to fight. That's a spiritual
Hmm.
fight, right?
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
know, I was having my kids read a whole ministry on how to pray and how we got to pray for our enemy. You know, a lot of times people come at us a certain kind of way. They can be going through something personal. So if there's an enemy who's forming against you, you got to say, you know what, God, I pray that their home situation gets better. I pray that
Hmm.
their relationship gets better. Whatever it is, infirmities in their lives, I pray that you make it better. I pray that you turn around for their good. You know, and
Yeah.
see that you know they're blessed, even though they're not doing much to bless you or help you in your life. But
Hmm.
pray for other people because it does work. And so my
Yeah.
thing is, it's like whatever hurt or pain you're going through, if you gotta cry it out, and while you're praying it out, do it. Okay,
Amen.
and it may not change tomorrow, it may not change next month or next year, but you got
Yeah.
to really give it to faith and give it to him. So know that, y'all, because again, as we start to enter into higher level of spaces, and I could just say this from personal experience, you got to let go of that pain and that insecurity. Because it's going to show, it's going to seep out of your pores, and people are going to look at you in such a way like, I don't know, girl. You got a lot of baggage going on here. And one thing that other people, women don't like to deal with other women is baggage.
It's
Me
bad.
personally, I don't like that. Me being like an empath, I could take on other people's energy. I don't like that type of baggage energy. You know what I'm saying? So when however long it's going to take you to heal, like Twonta said,
Hmm.
recognize that you need healing, right? And work through it. Wakita said, it took me 2.5 years to get over that. I'm not meant for everyone. That's right. We're
That's
not.
good.
And that's
That's
okay.
good.
Because
That's
we're not
good. I
meant
like
for
that.
everyone. We're not meant to serve everyone. We're only
Right.
designed for the, like he said, your only assignment when it comes to business is for you to help the billions of people that God called you to help,
Yeah.
not the ones that stayed on the wayside. They have other people out there that God designated for them. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, I'm empath straight up. I don't like baggage type of women that's like they just dump it in the whatever room they go into. It's like,
Hmm.
girl,
Hmm. Hmm.
I'm already 300 pounds and you giving me 200 pounds of baggage. Like, girl, well, I'm not doing like 280, but yeah. So I get that part. Like, there's things that I had to
Right.
play with God to heal. And Therese knows this. I used to be extremely petty. Like you do something wrong to me, I would be petty,
I know. I believe it.
honey. Okay. And like it was war. Okay. And I had to get out of that Cardi B mindset, like, oh, if I hate you forever. And really say, like, girl, you know, it is what it is, and it did what it did, and I'm just going to move on and be happy and be great and help other people do that. Well, I'm gonna take what God taught me in that situation and move on, you know. So I had to, you know, deliver myself through God from other things too. But so you guys definitely work on that pain or whatever it is, that because it's not going to take you anywhere but down.
That's right.
Yeah.
So let's move on to number 3, ladies. And remember,
Number
as you
3.
see across the panel, that we have our sister to sister connection. Not sisters, I'm sorry, our self-care event that's coming up this Friday. If you haven't already,
sister to sister connection.
I'm correct.
Yes.
Don't forget, please register for the show, for our event this coming Friday.
Please.
Okay. So our third point, ladies, is listen. Haters will always see your faults.
Always.
God sees you faultless.
That's what they're there for. You can't expect any less, right?
Always see your faults.
Always.
But God sees you faultless.
Yes. Okay? Faultless. Oh, somebody type that in the chat for me. Faultless.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the whole point. Yeah, we know haters will always see your faults. Oh, they will find something to make it a fault.
Oh, this is good.
Right? Okay. But you got to remember, God sees you
faultless. Yes.
It's all about how God sees you. And he sees you faultless.
Can I say the meaning of that word? I just looked it up on Google. Faultless is an adjective, and it means free. Somebody type in free from defect or error.
Come on.
So you are not defected. You ain't here by error. You ain't definitely here by mistake. No matter how you got into this world, you are not defected. You are free from defect and error. I like that. I had to look that up, girl.
Yes.
Perfect and without any mistake. So while you regretting your past, honey, you say that's a mistake. No, it wasn't. Because you are perfect and without any mistake.
That's how God sees you. That's how God sees you. So when a hater comes, when your cousin comes, when your nana comes, says some stupid stuff, you want to go ahead and resurface, regurgitate all the crap that you did. Let them have their moment, but come back to them and say, guess what? But God, he sees me faultless. That will shut them up. Because they can't dare say nothing about God. They can't dare say nothing about that. Because God sees you faultless. And here's the thing, and put it back in them. Say if you get over your issues, God sees you faultless too.
That part.
Period.
Yes. So you got to forgive and move on.
Thank you.
Girl, you did that to us, girl.
Okay, I'm just saying. Because we get so caught up with the haters finding a fault, knowing our faults, and they love to just point and just jab you, just poke you. But we fail to realize that God sees us faultless. There's no defectiveness nowhere in the kingdom of God. Period.
Y'all need to share this out. Y'all need to, whatever platform you are on, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, share this out, tag some people on in here, tag at least 3 people, because we need to talk about that. That can be, y'all want that to be a whole nother episode on one of our seasons, please say so below. But y'all gotta understand that it is true. When you say, God, Lord, forgive me, it's almost like you just went in the shower and took a bath, washed all the dirt off of you, all those things, and now you became faultless. Like, wow. Like you said, I picked up a stone and say, I got many more to cast. That's right. Yeah.
Because we keep continuing to, again, like you said, Wakeitha, we pick up our own stones and we beat our own self up. We cut our own self up because we go ahead and regurgitate our mistakes, our faults. It's not even so much the haters. The haters, they just continue to, add more fuel to the burn. But we continue to pick. We continue to pick. That's what we do. And becomes more of a problem for us. And that's why it's so hard for us to receive the love that God has for us, the forgiveness of what God has for us.
Mm,
He sees us so faultless, so pure.
that's right.
Hello.
It's
So
the truth.
righteous.
Yeah. We live in such a judgmental world because
We
of
really
social
do.
media. You know what I mean? Where people have
Yes.
that keyboard courage to just say whatever they want to say, never say it to your face, right? Like you said, those
Mm-hmm.
stones are for those that act like their itch don't smell. That's right. We
Mm-hmm.
live in where people hide behind the computer screen. They hide behind the cell phone
Yeah.
screen. So they
Yeah.
formulate opinions and judgments about you, or you probably
Yeah.
have done that yourself and saying, hey, listen, like the only person that really matters when it comes to their opinion of you is God. We got to really
Right.
say, how can I just be right with God instead of trying to be right with man? Because you're never going to be right with man.
Nope.
You're never, ever going to be right with man.
Nope.
Ever. You're never going to be enough. You're never going to do enough. You're never going to
Nope.
whatever. You have to always say,
Nope.
God, how can I see righteousness with you and seek how to be right with you? Do I need to pray more? Do I need to go to church more? Do I need to? God was like, go join a committee. I'm like, girl, I don't want to deal with no committees now. You know how that is. You know, everybody got these opinions, and I'm just the youngest person on there. But that's where I'm at because again, we are called to serve. You know what I'm saying, and spread God's word. So again, ladies, it's like you're never going to be right with your haters. So stop trying to explain yourself. Stop trying to
Yes.
do the extraness and go over the top just to
Too
make them
much energy
smile. When
waste.
this smile will
Yes.
turn into a frown. They may be like,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm excited for you. And the next thing you know, they're like, girl, why did you leave your job for that business? Or why did you do this? But
Right.
one, you thought they were on your side. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you're so surprised, but man will always shift. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we're as
Exactly.
human beings are natural shifters. We go from having believing in this belief system, and then next thing
Yeah.
you know, we see something,
Yeah.
we're influenced by something else. But who is
Yeah.
always the same?
Yeah.
Who never changes? Who
That's
never
good.
alters, no matter how much the time goes? God,
Right.
Jesus. So we
Mm-hmm.
got to focus on just living a life where we're like, I'm going to just be right with God. You may not like my choice or my decision, but you know what? I prayed on it. I
Mm-hmm.
meditated on it. I did all those things. And it was right with God. So if it's right with God, it's what?
Yeah.
Right with us.
That's it.
And that's what we have to operate on. And I tell my children this all the time. My daughter's dealing with a friend
Yeah.
that she all of a sudden now she don't want to hear her. So what? Let her go. I said, sometimes it's good for people to show you who they are early.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, thank you. You just helped me not waste my time for a whole year. You
There you
told me in
go.
September who you really are. So doses. Thank you for showing me. Thank you, God, for revealing who she really is. Because
Exactly.
sometimes, you know, they would say a pig with lipstick on, still a pig,
Yep.
right? So y'all
Yeah.
listen, just oh, we can go on days with
Mhm.
this whole talking point.
I'm telling you, because again, like I said, this, and I think number 3, as you said, should be more like a topic
It
discussion.
has to be.
Yeah, because now that we're approaching the holiday season now, y'all, can't want to say Valentine's Day. Thanksgiving is
Girl,
coming.
you jump all the way.
I know I jump way ahead.
You jumped Halloween, Thanksgiving, Rosh Hashanah. Where's Rosh Hashanah? Anyway, Christmas, Martin Luther King Day too. Martin Luther King Day.
Lord
My
Jesus.
birthday.
Yes, yes,
Teresa's
yes.
birthday.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I jump way ahead. I'm way up in the
Go ahead, love.
But yeah, next month is November,
Yes.
Thanksgiving season, right?
Thanksgiving.
And people are going to connect with families and loved
Mhm.
ones. And
Mhm.
if y'all fans of Medea, you have seen some Medea's movies, when families
Girl,
get at that table, then all hell breaks loose,
that
man.
breaks
People start
loose.
spewing out family stuff, issues, drama, all that pettiness or whatever, and it affects you. The haters will always want to be spiteful, nasty, they're jealous, they envy, they don't want to see you succeed. They
Nope.
want you to fail, they want you to stay a failure, they want you to they want to remind you that you'd never be good enough and all of this
Mhm.
stuff, what have you. But let them keep on saying that. Don't allow that stuff to break you down, because
Don't.
God sees you faultless.
And don't allow it to consume you. Just like we can think of negative thoughts, you can replace every negative thought that goes on in your mind with a positive thought. You
Amen.
totally can. By you just making sure you're checking what you listen to, what you're watching, things like that. You can replace it. At the end of the day, there's sometimes where I think negative, but then I'm like, okay, let me think about my kids, because Tori came in, she come in the room, and everything brights up. Like, whatever it is that you can hold on to,
Amen.
focus on that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All
So let's
right.
move to the last point tonight, ladies.
Right.
I did 4, I didn't do 6. I was good.
You
But our
good?
last point, guys, fly high like a butterfly, baby.
Butterfly, baby.
Haters can't reach your level of
No, they
winning.
can't. They can't. It's impossible.
So
It's
you better
impossible.
fly like the butterfly you are. If you are
Ooh.
familiar how a butterfly becomes a butterfly, okay, it comes. First of all, it's a caterpillar. It's a process. They go through that metaphor. What is the word? I can't even say it. Metamorphosis. Is that the right word?
Metamorphosis. Yeah.
Yeah, metamorphosis. They
Mm-hmm.
become a caterpillar, right? And they can only do but so much as they become a caterpillar. But then they're ready. They know something inside of them. It's time for them to change. It's something
Yeah.
that it's time to make that move. So they eventually start forming this shell,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then in that shell, it's lonely, it's dark, it's uncomfortable,
Right.
all of these things. And that's what some of you sisters have probably been experiencing for a while. You've
Right.
been in this shell-like situation where
Yes.
you're uncomfortable, lonely,
Ooh.
sad,
Go
and you
ahead.
feel like nobody cares and
Right.
nobody.
Right.
But in the meantime, God is changing you.
And He's protecting you in your shell. That shell is
Exactly.
God's protection, right
There
there.
you go. There you go. There you go. Exactly what Keith. I'm learning to love me more than I love others, right? And here's the thing, ladies. Yeah, as Tisha said, God is keeping you safe
Mm-hmm.
because you already know that you have been wounded.
Mm.
He already know that you have been abused. He's already know that you have been hit with stones. Stones meaning words of hate, words of anger,
Yes.
words of jealousy, all
Yes.
kinds of stuff. It don't even have to be from your family. It could be
Mm-hmm.
from your own self. So yeah, he's starting to change you from
That's
the
right.
inside out. And that's a process. But when you start to get bigger, then you start cracking that shell, then guess what? You have transformed to this beautiful,
Yes.
unique, different,
Yes.
one of a kind,
Yes.
heartless butterfly.
Mm-hmm.
Now you go ahead and start flying high,
That's
baby.
flying
You
high.
go ahead and show those haters
Yes.
off.
Yes.
Okay, and say, so what? You could talk about me all day long till you black and purple, but baby, I'm gonna fly high because I win like that.
That's right. Yes, sometimes rejection is God's protection, y'all. Sometimes people pivoting away from you or just walking away from you or canceling you out is God's protection.
Yeah.
I love she mentioned that, but I love the caterpillar metaphor because as sometimes you do have to operate in certain parts of your life
Yes.
alone.
Yep.
Okay. And you have to understand it's the reason why sometimes you have to go through the wilderness by yourself. And you're not going to understand why, or you're not going to understand, or the reasoning, but just trust the process. I remember when I used to work my 9 to 5, y'all, and I used to be, working. I don't know why. It was just something in me that just said, I'm going to do something bigger than this. And if those of you who are watching, type in me if you ever had that outwardly spiritual feeling that even if it's right now in this moment that you're in, that you are meant for something greater than this, better than this. Not that there's anything wrong where you're at right now. There was nothing wrong where I was then, right? I was supporting my family and all the things, but I always had in the back of my mind while I was on the train, while I was at work or whatever, like, you know what? I'm not going to always be doing this.
Yeah.
I'm not going to always be doing this. I know I'm going to do something else. And I would get emotional about it. I wouldn't, because I didn't understand what that it was. But I knew that it was something, right?
Yeah.
So when this event that we're having this Friday, ladies, and if you're registered, I know, LaShawn, I saw that you said that you're registered. Congratulations on registering. But those of you who are not registered, I need y'all to go to sister-to-sister-connection.com right now. And Teresa's going to put the link in the chat. I need y'all to register because part of that process of me sitting in certain places and spaces where I said, I'll be at meetings like, no, I'm gonna be doing something else. Like, you know what I mean? And it stopped me from pouring into things or taking certain opportunities because I knew that was not the opportunity. That God had something else. And people will see it in me too. Like, girl, no, you ain't going to be here long. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So again, ladies, you know, falling in love with you is part of that process of you just
It
developing
is.
what that is and
Yeah.
focus on having that spiritual connection and say, you know what? I see it for myself. I don't know what it is yet, but I
Yeah.
know it's an opportunity that's going to come. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And ladies, and also before we move on to our what's news,
Yeah.
that with that caterpillar, yeah, that was your past.
Yeah.
You got to remember that that was your past. You can't go back to being a caterpillar again. You
That's
can't
right.
go back to being, broken. You can't go back into that pit hole,
Mm-hmm.
of despair and all of those things. No, now you're different.
You gotta look forward.
Change. You gotta look forward. That's what a butterfly does. A butterfly just flies. It
Flies
flies.
away.
Yeah, it flies away, and
It
it just
never goes back to the shell. But let me tell y'all
exactly.
this though. If you're gonna look back, God's gonna take you there. For those of you
Yeah.
who are trying to look back at your past, He gonna heal. You want to go there? Then let's go. He will take you there if that's where you want to go. And you will sit and fester there and don't be mad at God because you went there because you kept going there.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, be careful what you ask for and be careful what you think about
Yeah.
because you will get what you ask for. Sometimes we think, oh, it's the devil, it's the devil. No. If we're always talking about the past, if we're always bringing up the past, if we're always thinking about the past, God's going to take you where you want to go.
Mm-hmm.
And what
Mm-hmm.
you's always on your mind. That's why the Bible talks about the power of the mind is everything.
It really, really is. It
And that's
really
going to be
is.
your worst punishment, but it's a punishment that you put on yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we are our worst enemy. We really, really are.
I'm
We
just
beat ourselves
saying.
up all the time. And that's why that self-care, again, ladies, is so vital to
Very
do.
vital.
Even when we're not hosting, you got to take it upon yourself to do this self-care so you can go ahead and identify those areas that, you continue to, beat yourself up with.
Amen.
Okay.
Amen. You're
That's
right,
so
Twonta.
important. Right. So, ladies, you are a butterfly. You are ready to soar. You are ready to take it to another level. You don't have to continue to listen. So what would the haters say? So what would people say? Yeah, you different. Yeah, you're faultless. God said so. And that pretty much ends it. It really, really
It
does. You
does.
don't
You're
have to
right.
continue on dealing with or keep rehearsing. That's the word, keep rehearsing what everybody's been saying, even with family. They're going to say what they're going to say because that's what haters do.
Yeah.
That's what haters do. They're going to find fault somewhere.
That's right.
They're going to find fault somewhere. Let them go ahead and entertain themselves. But that doesn't mean that you have to be a part of that entertainment.
And
That's
let
it. You
them
don't have
stay there by themselves. Don't go back
exactly.
there and address it. Don't go back there. Let them stay over there in that corner by themselves talking about all the nonsense
Mhm.
they want to talk about in reference to you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that concludes our 4 points tonight for our topic. Yeah. So I got a pimple. So what?
So
Okay.
what?
Yes. So we're gonna move to our next segment, guys. It's called What's News. Get excited about that. Our What's News is a segment where we actually share with you some articles that we have come across about the things that people are doing across the country.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah, we come across so many different wonderful stories of people from all walks of life that are doing great, phenomenal things. And I hope you guys are really taking it all in. And let us know, since you guys have been supporting us and watching us for the past several seasons, has these What's News articles been a blessing to you? Have
Yeah,
you
let
taken
us know.
yourself to really dig a little deeper on certain articles that we have brought to your attention, and
Mm-hmm.
applied it to your life, or has it helped you to think differently in terms of how to get yourself started in your businesses or whatever? Let us know. In the meantime, we have this particular article here by a beautiful queen here. She is the first Black woman to ever win the Mississippi USA pageant in 67
Wow.
years. Good, good,
67.
good Lord.
Wow.
Now Mississippi got a history. Got a
They got
history.
a history, honey.
Yes, Lord. Okay. So that's 67 years. That's a story in itself. So
Uh-huh.
that was explain why it had to take so long for a woman of color to be Miss Mississippi for 67 years. That is humongous. I
Yes.
find her. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see if I can find the article about this gorgeous woman.
Yes,
It's
I have it up here. Yep.
okay. Go ahead.
It says Asa Branch. On
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, she's Asa Danielle at Asa
Okay.
Danielle. So y'all could definitely follow her on Instagram. The
Yeah.
winner of Miss Mississippi 2018 has most recently won Miss Mississippi USA pageant. So that's like another, like a higher tier of
Mm-hmm.
pageantry, to become the first Black woman to ever win the crown in the
Wow.
organization's 67-year history. Right, she's set
Wow.
to represent Mississippi in the Miss USA 2020 pageant which just passed, so she ran for it.
Yeah.
Um, Aside from her beauty, Asia, I hope I'm saying her name right, a
Mm-hmm.
native of Boonville, Mississippi.
Boonville. Boonville,
Boonville, sorry,
Mississippi.
has
Mm-hmm.
got the brains too. She
Mm-hmm.
graduated from the University of Mississippi and also began taking courses at Harvard University when she was just 17 years old. Wow.
Wow.
Uh,
Hard. Woo.
yes. Asa hopes that with her new platform as Miss Mississippi USA, she could inspire children of, what did it say?
Of incarcerated parents.
Incarcerated parents. Wow.
Yeah.
He has firsthand experience of how challenging it was, as she shared her father has been incarcerated for almost half her life.
Wow.
Wow. Now, fathers are so important to daughters, they really are.
Yes, Lord.
Yeah, so here's what she said. This is her quote. She said, "I'm a daughter, a sister, a scholar, a community and campus leader, a nanny for special needs child, and my dad is in jail." Talk about getting the attention of classrooms full of rowdy children, Asaya said, according to her biography on the
Yeah.
Mississippi America website. Mm-hmm. Yes,
Wow.
this is awesome. This is awesome. Yes, yes.
I love
Yeah,
hearing. I love these stories like
I grew up
this.
watching, those of you who are watching not live or on replay, I grew up watching USA, the pageants and all that stuff when it,
That's right. The pageant. Mm-hmm.
yeah, y'all share in the comments. That's something you grew up watching. I never saw a lot of women of color actually get to the level of winning or close to winning. They may be the third or fourth runner up, but this is a huge
Yeah.
accomplishment
That's
to
as far
be
as
the
it went.
first, yes, Black women in a state that is like, you
Yes.
know,
Yes. This like I said, Mississippi has a bad, I won't say bad, that's not true. It has a rich history
which,
of our culture.
yeah,
Okay, of our
yeah,
culture. The
yeah.
Mississippi
Hey,
if I remember that, the Mississippi burning, what took place there. Of course, Martin Luther King was very prominent
right.
around that time. So it was a lot of racial tension going on at that time. So, it has come a long way, but it's still, dealing with but
It
this here
is.
is just a
Yeah.
beautiful situation. But yeah, I used to watch. Oh my gosh, when I was younger, because I used to participate in pageants and stuff when
Right.
I
Oh
was
yeah, with your daughters. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
no, when I was
Yeah.
in school, I did little pageant shows and stuff like that. So I
Right.
was really in tune with the Miss USA, Miss Universe pageant, and all of that. And you're right, um, oh yeah, Vanessa
Yeah. But she
Williams,
still
yeah,
won. I always look at it, she still won. Yes, they took it from her, but
yeah.
she still earned it. That's how I see it. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another thing about that. She had a lot of haters too back then. That's
Yep.
how that happened because they went and
Mm-hmm.
past and found pictures and all that
Right.
other bunch of
You're
craziness.
right.
And but yeah, I was all in when it came to these pageants and stuff. And as I got to college, they slowly started to bring in beautiful women of color and stuff. And and it was still a tension situation going on, but you see the progression of that. But this is absolutely a beautiful
Yes, it
story
is.
right here. This is really something for a lot of young teenage
Yes,
girls
it is. Yeah.
to look
I was
at.
just going to talk about that representation and how we are all women of color are just so naturally beautiful. I mean, we are not to down anybody else, but we just, and I have 3 daughters, and I always tell them, you are naturally beautiful. You don't need to get fillers. You don't need to get all these things that you see women get. That as they get older, you have that natural beauty, and this girl is definitely a natural beauty. So congratulations to her for the fact that she will be inspiring my daughters to know that, hey, they may not be interested in pageants, but no matter what places or spaces they get involved in, they can always get to the top. They can always get to the top. So this will definitely bring along a lot of awesome opportunities, just like how she mentioned in her article. And she shared her story with incarcerated, dad, and the fact that she rise above this and is now, has this title. And she always had this title. Okay, so that's great.
That is beautiful. So I think this is the only What's News that we have for this week.
Let me scan the chat here.
I think this is
this is it. Yep. Okay. So we just have this one for you guys. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Go and check out the article, comment under it, what have you. Show this lady support. Follow her on Instagram. Again, her Instagram. Let me pull it up again. It's at ASYA Danielle, DANIELLE. Follow her. I'm actually going to follow her now as well. And yeah, and so here's what we're doing, y'all. We're in season. What season is this, Therese?
10.
I think 10. Yeah. No, it has to be 11. You sure? Let me double check.
It's
12. We're in season 12.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm thinking 10.
Yeah, so this is season 12 of our show. We are going to bring back the afterglows. We're going to try to do them every week if we have time. But we are going to be doing afterglows today. So y'all let us know in the chat. Type in me in the chat if you want to join us after the show. So what the afterglow is about is we don't record it, okay? For those of you who are watching the show and supporters of the show, come and join us behind the scenes, and we could chat more about the topic, and we could talk about whatever else you want to talk about. We're going to be on for about 30 minutes, okay? Right to watch.
Yeah.
And we're going to just chop it up with you guys and have some fun and chat and fellowship and all the things. So Teresa has provided y'all with the link. It's a Google Meet link. It's in the comments. If you don't see it, let us know. We'll put it up there again. It's on the screen as well. And just go in the comments. You can click on it because I know you're not going to remember all those numbers and dashes. And I'll try to make it like a bit.ly or something, a shorter link next time. All right, so we're going to head on over to the afterglow, and we will see y'all next week, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For those of you who are registered for the Sister to Sister Connection at sistertosisterconnection.com, we will see you on Friday at 7:30, 6:30 Eastern. All right? Bye, y'all. Thank y'all for coming.